Hi everyone. So we're at we're just on our way to the Brazilian embassy. We're currently at Trafalgar Square. We've walked from Parliament Square. This is part of the Pachamama is burning and the Amazonia is on fire action and protest, which is in collaboration with the Amazonia Rebellion Alliance for International Indigenous Women's Day today. So they've been raising awareness, well, it's a solidarity action, raising awareness about the global north's impact on indigenous lands around the world and how the big corporations and our government are complicit in destroying those indigenous lands, impacting people right now, not in the future, and not for their ancestors, but for them right now in this moment. It's a beautiful, beautiful solidarity action. There's some amazing placards which we're going to go and show you now. Kind of get you more in the midst of the protest so you can feel like you're there with us.
How you doing? This lady behind, maybe? Hola. Follow English? Sí. Interview?
Again.
On Facebook?
Again? She did it earlier. But...
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Okay. Did you want, if you say like one thing about this protest today that you want people to take away, what would it be?
The way is our sense of togetherness, is our collective intelligence as we never had before. We live with some imaginary hierarchical orders, and now we actually are for the first time understanding the beauty of our collective intelligence, which is to care for life, not just human life in equality, but the whole life of the planet. One of our oldest mythologies is Noah's Ark, which is prior to the Old Testament, is actually in Gilgamesh. And we understand that actually the preservation of life is a human mythology, an archetype. So then, all the systems that existed so far up to now were before, when we couldn't communicate with each other, understand our collective intelligence. Now we do. And we can replenish Earth, take off chemicals, plastic and everything, work together to the well-being of all communities on Earth. And then gather intelligence and all the wisdom from Amerindian, my ancestors, people, Native American, from Aboriginal people who actually understand the land in a different way. So we don't have a monoculture in the mine or the land. We have a multicultural, integrative approach to actually looking scientifically the methodologies to very, very fast develop a way in which we can look after Earth. No monopoly, no control over minerals that will influence politics of countries, because some very few people will benefit. What we need is the entirety of our people to get together in our collective intelligence, and then we will unite and I will create something that we never had before: real democracy. Real democracy, where everyone is participating intelligently. We have gadgets, we can communicate, we can get together like we never done before, and then not only save the Earth, but create on Earth the conditions for loving one another fully, without shyness. Now we wear masks in fear of a virus, but what we really fear is ourselves. We all want to embrace each other and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love life. I want us to survive because I love you.
Not just survive, but thrive.
Thrive. We want to thrive and dance and love and gather and then see each other's culture, eat each other's food, improve the food, improve the earth, and then look after the animals and look after the earth. In England, we are very, very pitch of a condition because we are isolated. We can take all the pesticides from the earth and then grow organic vegetables everywhere as an investment to a country that actually can develop the well-being of all the population, preventing any other conditions as well, and dealing with poverty. So we can change the economy, we can change the way we work with the land and with each other, and have a wonderful new life like we never experienced before.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
we love each other.
Yes. But you know what? I just want to say it is not. We are not giving up something. We are escaping. We're escaping the carbon economy. We are escaping separation. We're escaping the lies. We're escaping the lies of the news. We are setting the news free.
We are
glorious.
we are having our own voices. We are transforming the world.
Yes. We're rising up like
We're
a
rising
phoenix from the fire.
Thank you very much.
So we've got some more boycott placards that we can come and show you over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, you just, I'll follow you. Where we
So we've got President, L'Oreal, Danone, Shell, Morrison, Superdrug. Then over there we've got Amazon, Savers, Wendy's, Kellogg's, Jimmy Choo, Aldi. All of these big brands that we all use every day, which are all complicit in the destruction of indigenous lands like the Amazon.
Sorry. Oh, no, she's good.
See if we can find some more people to talk to. And we're currently just outside the National Portrait Gallery as well. We're marching past there now.
Just hold it a bit closer when you speak, like kind of there.
Got a few more flags. System change, not climate change. One of my favourites. Pachamama is burning. If you hold out, hold the button.
What's that? Just describe what's going on.
So we're walking down the road now. Samba bands are playing, our amazing samba band, and there's some incredible, powerful placards and giant, beautiful flags. This is definitely one of the most colourful and powerful actions so far, and I know there've been a lot of really, really good ones. I think it really shows when people come together in these solidarity actions, we can create something beautiful and spread these really, really important messages. Got placards that say the Amazon is close to tipping point. What else can we see? The wrong Amazon is burning, a good one. We've got Indigenous lives in danger, Indigenous emergency, SOS Amazonia, all tribes unite. All that say Amazon rainforest is burning, which is one of the hugest devastations that happened last year.
The Brazilian embassy's over there.
So we're just headed now towards the Brazilian embassy, which is the final destination of our march. Hopefully we'll have a few speakers down there as well. And this guy is amazing. He's wearing one of the traditional costumes from where he is from.
We're going to stay here at the park.
These flags are also insane. I don't know how they keep them up. Like it's full workout. This placard down here, really important. Who has the rights to the land? Why is it these big businesses that get to make the decisions just because they have money? And when there's people who have been, oh, we got caught in a flag.
Speak to that guy.
Because it's 5th of September is day of the International Women's Day. Today we're celebrating that in 1782 Bartola Sisa, an indigenous Quechua woman, was executed, was killed, check today, sorry, I forgot the word, I'm very tired. because she rebelled. She rebelled, and with her husband, she put together an army of 20,000 strong men and women, and for 1 year she fought the Spanish colonists. They were killed. She was killed today, all that many years ago. So that's why we're here. Also because we're telling the world that Amazon is an emergency, it's a human dying emergency. They die. We need help.
So we've reached the Brazilian embassy. We'll go in a bit closer. Sam about building up the energy. Now everyone's waiting to see what's going to happen next.
Extinction! Extinction!
underhand. A lot of things are just happening, people aren't realising. I think we just all need to educate ourselves and make more educated decisions. And I think like the climate is so important, and we're not going to be here if we don't act on it. And I think I'm definitely going to come to more because I've learned so much, and everyone here is just so welcoming and so peaceful. It's been a lovely day out, so I've had a great day. Yeah.
And then so on the placard here we've got Aldi, M&S, Amazon, Wegmans, Vero Moda and Tesco. So some more of the brands that we all know and love, and lots of us just use and don't even think twice, and they're all complicit in the destruction of indigenous lands, including the Amazon.
Quite loud there. That's good.
Shall I hold it? It's really important that we've all come here today because the Amazon is essential in our fight against climate justice. It is often referred to as the Earth's lungs, as a lot of people know. And apparently if we lose 5% more of it, then we have lost the climate change fight completely. So that's very important. It's also very important that we stop the agricultural industry from buying the Amazon, burning it down, growing soybeans. And not only that, but feeding the soybeans to cows when they don't even eat soybeans anyway, and then feeding the cows to us, which makes us obese and sick. What we need is a plant-based food revolution, and the Amazon is feeding the meat and dairy industries. It's feeding McDonald's, Pizza Hut, KFC, all of this stuff that is crippling our pockets and making us obese, and we just do not need it. So we are standing here today and calling for Bolsonaro to wake up and to care about the rights of his own people. Indigenous people need their voice and they need their rights, and until we give them back their land, we're not going to solve the climate crisis. We cannot do this alone. England can't do it alone, Europe can't do it alone. We need everybody together, and the Amazon plays a huge part in that. So we can't forget it. Save the Amazon! Come and join us!
Just to clear that up, we weren't being anti-obesity. I think it's more talking about being unhealthy and putting things in our bodies that are full of toxins and unhealthy, rather than being fat phobic, which isn't something that we stand for at XR. So there's a sign up here that says, "It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains." And that is a Sata Shakur. So it's fight racism and fight imperialism. So here's the Brazilian embassy over there. I wonder if anyone's watching out of the windows. Got tons of police outside guarding it. Wonder what they think is going to happen. Might get a bit louder.
Does that have to be long?
No, it's not.
So I just start talking now? Yeah. Oh, it's a live stream? Yeah. Alright. I'm here today because I'm passionate about the environment and the planet, and this one in particular is supporting indigenous people of the world, and especially in the Amazon, where it's heavily under threat by actions that we are making in the West, and especially in England. Consumerism, what we're consuming every day, our food, our products, our fast fashion, everything, and we are fully complicit in the damage that is being done inside in the Amazon and all the rainforests in the world, especially. But yeah, it's good. Is that right?
Yeah, perfect.
What's this for, by the way?
Extinction Rebellion UK live stream. You're gonna be famous.
I'm famous now.
And holding a sign up here that says "Capitalism kills nature."
Yeah. Is it recorded? It's recorded, aren't it?
Yeah.
I'll go check it out.
Just don't know what's happening there.
Let's go down. Let's go down here. Everything has gone a bit quiet, so we're just going to go to the front and have a look and see what's going on.
Oh, that's bad.
So we're currently doing a ritual that we all practiced earlier back at Parliament Square. And this is a ritual to remember all of the indigenous women and celebrate the Pachamama. So everyone's sitting down now and they're going to light some candles over here. and then there's going to be some words spoken by the incredible women at the front. Maybe we should go a bit closer.
Yeah, go and sit down.
We're going to go and sit down in the middle so you can see everything.
The Amazon contains the heart of our medicine.
Contains the heart of our medicine.
We love all the people of Earth.
We love all the people of Earth.
We can cure our minds and our bodies.
We can cure our minds and our bodies.
Our ancestors are with us, for they have paved the way for humanity.
Our ancestors are with us. They have paved the way for humanity.
We forgive ourselves and our ancestors for our mistakes, and we move on.
We forgive ourselves and our ancestors for our mistakes, and we move on.
Democracy shall include all of us. The voices of the indigenous people and their wisdom is with us.
The democracy will include all of us. The wisdom of the indigenous people are with us.
We love one another. I love you all. We are not to perish. We are to thrive. We are to share the love on earth like never before. We are to thrive. We are to love one another.
We are to thrive. We are to love one another.
We thrive now. We love one another now. Fully.
We thrive now. We love one
Now going to do 1 minute silence for the dead. All the indigenous people who've been massacred, the genocide in the Amazon, and all the tribes people and the vulnerable people in the world. No one is to be poor. No one is to starve in such a situation. We are during a pandemic. Our lives are very important. And we also send solidarity to all the black people in the world, for we are having reparation on its way. And indigenous people's life shall be preserved. We're going to do 1 minute silence on the Amazon. We'll be back. Keep our hearts. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
of those who have given their lives for the sake of the earth, whose blood has been spilled in defense of the princess and the abundance of the reliable Amazon rainforest, home to many indigenous peoples, animals, birds, insects, plants, the lungs of our planet. We lament, we grieve, and we cry out against their murder and the destruction of the forests. We recognize those who died as martyrs for your earth, whose blood cries out for justice against the mindless, heedless, sinful devastation of the Amazon basin, our sacred precious ecology and earth. We light these candles to remember them.
Bronze welfare, you do it.
Let's go.
That request for transport from Sutton has just increased to 8. Have we got any other welfare resources that could assist you? Negative.
If you'd like to come and just stand with the candles so people can see
You're
them,
unreadable there, detail.
hold them up.
Negative, just a quick one. That food series.
So we're going to say a short prayer for those who have died, for those who have paid the ultimate price in our struggle for the land, for this planet, and for the people that live on it. And we pray that you, Lord, will kindle in our hearts the fire of that same passion, that same spirit, the spirit of life, the spirit of this earth, the spirit of protest, of liberation and of joy. Bless us now here in this place, and all who seek to act justly, to love tenderly, and to walk humbly on this your sacred earth. Bless the non-violent, for they will inherit the earth. Amen.
Pachamama, free spirit! Pachamama, free spirit! Pachamama, free spirit! Freedom, 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 freedom! Liberdade para todos os nossos índios brasileiros. Que o governo brasileiro represente as nossas palavras, o nosso povo, e que tenha igualdade, serenidade, amor e respeito pela terra. Que o nosso povo brasileiro entenda a beleza da nossa diversidade e que toda a nossa beleza conjunta, combinada, com todo o amor que temos para a terra e para todos os habitantes do Brasil, da América, que nós vamos mudar o nome da América para um nome que democraticamente represente o futuro. Que o amor e a paz esteja sempre entre nós e que o povo indígena tenha o seu poder de representação política e tenha a voz escutada por todos os povos do mundo. Axé! Axé!
All those police for a peaceful protest. An angry biker. Oh, let's go and look at this amazing banner. This is one of the Southeast groups. They've been reorganising the letters on this for lots of different actions. And now they've got Indigenous Lives Matter on there. It's amazing.
doing today.
Would you be interested in talking on Extinction Rebellion UK Facebook Live about why you're here today?
So I would love to, but I speak a lot and I feel like my face is overused, so I would love to pass it to someone else because I speak a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's only about in the middle of nowhere. It's easier to drive to the park and ride.
Quick word.
Do you want to speak on Extinction Rebellion UK about why you're here today?
I'm here today because I'm from Brazil, and I'd like to say, out Bolsonaro, Bolsonaro, we don't need you. Bolsonaro, get out of the government. You don't know, haven't got a clue of what you're doing. You're selling all that belongs to the indigenous people from Brazil. You're selling to the North Hemisphere, and you know it. You're privatizing the whole land. And this is what you're here for. We are going to boycott the products that we are selling, like soya beans, meat, leather. We are going to boycott sugar. We are going to boycott. We are going to chase those companies one by one. We are going to knock on the doors and we are going to say, we've had enough. That's why we're here for.
Can you tell us a bit more about what's going on in the Amazon and other places and why it's so important for us?
So the Amazon, yeah. There's a lot of threats like miners, illegal miners, loggers, and on top of that there is the COVID, which is isolating people in their communities, and they don't have the assistance from the government, and they are fighting this in court. So if you want to know more about indigenous peoples, you have to follow, from Brazil, you have to follow APIB, Articulation of Indigenous Peoples from Brazil. Follow them on social media. They are releasing a lot of material in English so you can get to know about the struggle. And yeah, this is what we prepared for them. Bolsonaro, yeah, this is what we have for you. This is the real democracy. This is us on the streets telling you, we don't need you. Get out of the power.
Live stream. Okay. So would you like to talk a bit about why you're here today and anything that you think that the listeners and the viewers should know about this particular action? My mask. Sorry. I'm still catching my breath. Can people listen to me? How do I look like? I'm still catching my breath. I have just done a performance, and why am I here? Well, so many things going on in Brazil, I mean Latin America in a way, and being in London is the least we can do, is to be here and to use the space, use the public space to bring awareness about what's going on. And art is the least, is the most powerful. Art is the most powerful way to inspire people to deliver a message that is not literal in words. It's about feeling, it's about being, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, and what's happening in the Amazon and how is it impacting indigenous people? Can you talk a bit more about that? Where are you on the spot? No, it's just
going on is that it started some years ago. To be honest, it was before Bolsonaro as well. Indigenous people were already threatened. But what Bolsonaro did, he actually put the fire on that, you know? So he really claimed that it doesn't matter, they don't matter, you know? And the Amazon itself, the forest doesn't matter. So basically, the world must be worried because without the forest, the Amazon forest, nobody will breathe. Nobody will breathe anymore, yeah? So right now, there's another forest on fire in Brazil and Amazon as well. It's very suspicious why the fire, I mean, sometimes it's natural causes, but it's very funny, all the coincidences, you know? We cannot say, I don't know, but... And therefore, like with the coronavirus and everything, the indigenous, especially women, they're very much threatened. With all the inconsequence of the president's behavior with coronavirus and no protection at all, no supporting hospitals, no supporting their area. So, yeah. I think I spoke a lot.
No, that's good. Thank you so much. Like, your voice really matters in this. Thank you. Sad we missed the performance. Right, where to go now?
I think people are going to start moving again.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is, whether we're marching back to somewhere particular. Or
What's that?
we're marching back to somewhere particular, we don't know.
Ask somebody.
The classic Extinction Rebellion thing where you're like, nobody knows what we're doing.
Nobody's been clear.
So it looks like police are starting to talk to everyone. No idea what they're saying, but... Another case of the police are trying to disperse our peaceful protest. Look how many vans there are. This is not necessary. So yeah, anyone who's just joined, we're outside the Brazilian embassy right now. Which you can see over there. See the Brazilian flag. And this is part of the Pachamama is Burning protest. Raising awareness about the fires in the Amazon. Would you be interested in speaking on Extinction Rebellion UK live stream about why you're here?
I'm so new that I would prefer like not really to. It's my first time. I'm loving it, but thank you.
Yeah, you're the first time protesters are here. She didn't feel comfortable, but it's amazing that so many first timers have come out to this action. It's obviously something that really like sparks. Yeah, the fire inside of people. A lot of people are really angry and they're using that anger mixed with love to take to the streets today and fight for this cause. Yeah.
There's no strategy afterwards. Whenever you want to...
I'm not sure.
Or we just walk around and just show people what's going on?
Yeah, we're just going to show people, show you what's going on. Got to defend the defenders, that's all over there, and Hare Krishna have turned up with some hot food. Always know when it's time, when everyone needs sustenance, which is lovely. They're so amazing. They really are. Placard says the meek shall inherit an inhabitable earth. Let's wake up and rise up. The time is now, everyone. I love this dog in the trolley. Should interview him.
Yeah.
Did that come under, sorry?
Hi. I'll start off. This piece of writing is called The Ancient Forest Voice. I am forest. That exactly. I'm for rest. Your body climbs me, climbs down, explores, and whilst it does, your soul at peace rests. I will go away, yet always stay, while branches and roots wither and become sawdust under metal claws of machines owned by miners and mineral hunters. We, because we were everywhere, have already taken seed in your imagination to remind you of a time before when we were spread freely, our filial roots connected and bound up. Roots intertwine, layered leaves of different species jostle, compete and find space in a fractious kind of harmony. We may disappear from this physical space, but we'll take root in your being and haunt the times you wake and dream. We've had our protectors. We've had humans who live here, nimble, eluding scrutiny and evading capture. And only we know the echo of conversations, stories, laughter, and knowledge that they pass to their young. We are everything to them. Home, school, hospital, medicine chest. Protectors, tree defenders. No beings are perfect, but some examples of courage, resoluteness and heroism are not things you can look away from. All who live with us are children of the old forest. Poison dart frogs, sloths, jaguars, and the indigenous ones, the First Nation people. They'll carry our stories to you. Your eyes will lose the ability to look on a complex immensity throbbing with minute life. Your ears won't hear the rain coming through to water the upper, middle and lower reaches of the canopy, but your mind will always imagine it. We used to help you breathe, and now we'll help you to breathe. Thank you.
Well, sorry, excuse me my accent. I want to know what you people want to do, because we are democratic. So we want to know what you want to do. You want to stay here, play dance more? You want to walk back to Parliament Square? Parliament Square! Who wants to walk back to Parliament Square? Parliament Square! Is it okay when you want to walk back to Parliament Square? Okay. Okay, if you go to Parliament Square, you only can go with your bottle. You remember what the Prime Minister said, we're gonna lose loved ones because we're gonna have herd immunity. Herd immunity. You know how long it takes you to get herd immunity? Tell you 10 years. So he was telling us for 10 years he's gonna be controlling us. So we're gonna go back to Parliament Square. You're gonna walk back in your bubbles, as the Prime Minister said. And also you can have sex with another people. We're so lucky, are we? 10 years. Are you gonna have that? Are you gonna take it? Amazonian!
Bartolina Sisa, we're celebrating today, 5th of September, in 1782, in Peru, a woman rebelled against the Spanish colony, and she was captured and killed. All that time today, that's why we're marching today. That's why the Bolivian women come out every year to march, to celebrate that we have a heroine, we have a rebel. You nothing. We've been doing it for 500 years. We've been rebelling for 500 years. And slavery is still on. And you are the slaves as well. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Okay. We're going to follow the orders of our Prime Minister. We're going to walk back in our bubbles. Okay? Amazon! Amazon! Rebellion! Rebellion! We will back and we will be
We want to talk on the live stream, Future of Any UK live stream about why you're here today.
Yeah, sure. Was it live right now?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
UK Global.
All right, welcome to the live stream, everyone. Amazon's Rebellion launching today here in the UK. A wonderful new group for our Movement of Movements coalition. One of the things that's really strong about Extinction Rebellion is that it inspires action from everyone. We want to empower people from different communities, from different groups, to realise their strength in non-violent direct action. And so I'm honoured and inspired to have people here today from the Colombian community, from the Brazilian community, organising an action to protect indigenous lives and to stop the ecocide that's currently happening in Brazil. There's a building right here behind us, the Brazilian embassy, that has blood in its hands in terms of this, and we wanted to highlight that here today with a beautiful march, but also to celebrate the life, the biodiversity, the wildlife that exists in the Amazon. The UK, the government, also has blood in its hands for what's been happening right now. Right now, after the Brexit, after leaving from the European Union, the government wants to organise a trade deal with Brazil, a free trade deal that will mean unregulated destruction of the Amazon, which is already losing a football pitch worth of rainforest every single minute. That's the kind of destruction and ecocide we're looking at, and it's beautiful to see so many rebels here today that are inspired by this new movement, Amazon Rebellion, and willing to take action. And for those who are
60 times 24 in a day, football pitches.
Yeah, that's a lot of rainforest. It's something like 19,000 square kilometers per year. Right. It's a lot. It's a lot. So the people who are watching today, across the world, my message to you is Amazon's Rebellion. If you're inspired by the action today, if what you've seen goes to you, yes, my country needs to be calling out this injustice, then please set up an Amazon's Rebellion group in your area, in your country, and involve the diaspora of these communities and unite against these injustices.
And we got just on the so we've got the Amazon's been destroyed, but it's also the fact is that the indigenous people of the Amazonia are getting butchered and killed. Yeah. So Bolsonaro's come in and he brought in, he got rid of environmental protection laws, and they're getting slaughtered, and they're the frontline protectors.
Absolutely.
And if the Amazon goes, we go.
Yeah,
It's like
the Amazon is the lungs of our world. If we do not have it, we can't breathe. We will die. Yeah. It's sequesters so much carbon and homes so much biodiversity that without it, we will start to die. Yeah. And that's not long down the line. Yeah. That's really soon.
I've lived in the jungle, and when you see just only one tree, the amount of animals it has, just one single tree, the amount of birds, the amount of plants, and when you consider that a whole football field is getting slaughtered every single minute, the amount of death. So I'm really happy that Extinction Rebellion here in the UK is saying stop the harm. Yeah. So what do you know about the trade deals going on between the UK government and Mercosur?
Well, basically it seems to be, you know, a continuation of the free trade economics that doesn't protect, it doesn't stop the harm. It just says, okay, where's the most profit to be made? What can we mine next? What can we pillage next? Regardless of whose land it is or what the values are of the people who are there. So I think the thing for the UK to really consider is, does it want to be complicit? Does it want to have blood on its hands in these kind of trade deals? You know, when we've got new appointments to the Department of Trade, such as Tony Abbott from Australia, the ex-Prime Minister, a climate denier who said that climate change was hocus pocus, I mean, where do you think we're going to go? You know, these things, they continue, and if we don't act, if we don't show the injustices that are central in this city of London, then we will die.
Here in the UK, there's a very important history on civil disobedience. We saw the suffragettes taken to the streets for the right to vote. And now Extinction Rebellion is taken to the streets for the right to live. And obviously, the effects of a climate and ecological crisis, we're not feeling it as others are feeling it in Africa, in South America, in Indonesia. From my home country, that is Panama, I saw sea levels rising. I can see that in the next decades, loads of islands are going to disappear. The Kuna indigenous are going to be displaced. And I see that corporations from the global north are simply destroying for profit. And it makes really no sense. It's as if they think that there's no tomorrow, but there is a tomorrow, and it's going to be hell. So that's what I encourage everyone to do, to really consider that there's right now immense harm being done, not only to lots of species that we depend on, but to also other brothers and sisters. And it's being done by these countries, and the borders are being closed. Anyways, it seems that the police have gone away from the Brazilian embassy, and
Sue, how you doing? Very well. I met you the other day while you were being arrested.
What?
While you were being arrested.
Where you were there?
Yes. Yeah. There you go.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Is Louis here?
What's that?
I'm sure Louis is.
Louis is just over there. There's Louis. Louis!
Oh, I'd love to say hello to
Louis! He's busy talking. Look at him. He's busy talking.
I think he was purposely ignoring you.
What's that? It's Virgil. And this is her Mandy.
Hi.
There you go.
We're currently live streaming on Extinction Rebellion UK.
No, I was on Thursday. I was detained by the police for arrested. No. Was there? There we go.
Mistaken identity.
There we go. So are you well? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And were you treated well when you went? Last time I saw you, you're getting escorted away by 4 or 5 young gentlemen, all wearing similar uniforms.
Was I? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm always treated very well. I'm ashamed of it, really, but I can't help it, can I? You know, it's white elderly privilege, you know.
Well, it's great seeing you back out on the streets again, Sue.
I need to use that for the cause, I think, don't I? Yes.
We'll let you finish your dinner.
Okay.
Okay? God bless. Take care.
That's why I'm here right now.
Do a double interview.
I was doing double.
Have you been, what's been your reaction to policing? If you have any comment on that.
Today was absolutely ridiculous. So I was walking from Parliament Square to Trafalgar Square, and one of my friends, who was only looking for exile grandparents, got stopped and searched because she was wearing a white tracksuit, and they thought she was.
And is there sort of like a blanket ban or something that they can just stop and search anyone without any suspicion?
I have no idea, honestly, but I think it's just really ridiculous that obviously they're doing it as an intimidation tactic. That's very, very clear. So like that happened earlier today, and then I walked up to Trafalgar Square for the Citizens' Assembly, and different police officers came to us with different reasons. First they said we cannot be in groups over 30, which was understood, so we went into group of 29.
Well, what happens in people's assembly? You get in smaller groups.
Exactly.
And it's ironic. It's like people are almost practicing how to upgrade democracy.
Absolutely.
And then they get dispersed like, no, let's not do democracy.
No, exactly. I think this is a time for us where our only chance is to take power back to the people. And we are very clear of that in Extinction Rebellion, and we want to exercise that and learn that right here, right now. So we have a chance to overcome what's waiting for us. This social crisis that we are talking about is a reality. It's already happening. We can see with COVID-19, and it's only going to get worse. So this is essential for this country and for countries around the world to know how to exercise local community democracy. And now the police is taking away this right and this opportunity from us, and therefore they take it away from themselves as well, because they are us, right? They are people. They live in this country as well. So I just spoke to one of the police officers when we were dispersed on Trafalgar Square, and I actually asked him to join us. I told him that I don't think we are very different. He took on a job. I took on a job. I'm not working right now. I'm here by choice, but he can make that same choice as well. And he can sit with us and we can talk about how are we going to turn this mess around for each and every one of us, including the police, and have a different kind of policing.
It's interesting that you brought up COVID, and we saw in many countries who put the economic interest of the few above the health and safety of the many ended up in tens of thousands of unnecessary deaths. And they acted, let's say, within weeks late. And we're talking about the climate and ecological crisis, which is an existential threat. Some scientists are, once we start saying 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 4 degrees, if it's going to be 500 million, 1 billion people dead, or 6 billion, we're talking about mass death. And the climate and ecological emergency bill was tabled, and then they said, oh, but 6 months later. And it's almost like a joke because Parliament declared the emergency. They haven't done anything about it really. And now that a whole array of organizations from different sectors of society has pushed the issue forward, they keep kicking it down the road. And it's very illogical that after experiencing a lockdown, in which the concepts of what is an essential job, what is an essential transport, that things could be very different, that they just say, let's just go back to normal. Let's just go back to what we were doing before, and brought COVID, because COVID comes from destroying nature. Many scientists say that the next pandemic might come from Brazil, obviously from the rate of deforestation, these zoonotic diseases from coming in contact with other species that have had those viruses, evolved with those viruses, but now they're coming in contact with us humans.
That's exactly true.
I have kids, so I rebel for them, but I also rebel for the people because I'm from Panama, and I married a Brit, so I have the privilege to move around borders. But there's many people who don't have that privilege.
Where are you from?
Hungary.
Hungary.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mentioned a lot of very important things, and I think one context of the way we talk about the climate and ecological emergency is to acknowledge the fact that it's no longer just a threat for many people around the world. This is already happening in the global south majorly, and it's happening to the 99% of the people, and we are being separated by all kind of tactics. We know that racism, patriarchy, sexism, these are all weapons that are used against people, and I don't think there is someone sitting up on top and intentionally doing these things, but this is within this system. This is deeply ingrained in the way that we operate in this country and in this world right now. Started thousands of years ago even before with colonization and so forth. So it's in our deepest systemic roots, and so that's the job that we have to do right now, is to overcome this and not just have a different structure and a different way of talking about each other, but also have deep cultural change. And there is this idea from, well, I should maybe say that I think the best person to articulate this would be, the best group would be XR-ISN, XR International Solidarity Network. They have been doing an amazing work in the past 2 years and maybe even before, since XR started, and they have been talking about this from the very beginning. And I think we are only just waking up to this message that extinction and climate change and droughts and flooding and all of that comes with the climate crisis and social crisis is already happening around the world. And just because we can't directly see it right now here in the UK, especially middle class and above, it doesn't mean it doesn't happen around the world, and also doesn't happen to the working class here in the UK as well.
Well, here in the UK, I think about 50% of our food comes from overseas.
Hi everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in today. So we are at the Pachamama is burning, Amazonia is on fire protest. It's the end of the protest now. Most people have dispersed and gone back to Parliament Square, and we're here at our final destination, which was the Brazilian embassy, where indigenous peoples from the Amazon, like from Colombia and Brazil, invited some Extinction Rebellion rebels to go and light candles and lay them down in front of the Brazilian embassy. And we marched here all together with amazing placards, and it was apparently the launch of the Amazonia Rebellion Alliance group today as well, and it's also International Indigenous Women's Day. So I implore you, if you've just joined, to watch the live stream from the beginning, and also hopefully we'll share another live stream that showed the speeches earlier on the Extinction Rebellion UK page as well. But yeah, thank you all so much. See you tomorrow probably.